Danielle, guess what? My birthday is a few days from now, so my husband bought me a new designer bag.
Wow, what a great husband.
Yup, I looked up how much it cost. It's over 5 grand. It's so nice having a rich husband.
$5,000 sure is a lot of money. Show me it the next time we pick our kids up for school.
Of course I will. Although I'm not sure you will really understand the value of it. I see you in those shabby clothes all the time. Did you buy them at the gas station? If you ask nicely, I'll let you touch my bag.
You think my clothes are shabby?
Kinda, lol. I know you can't help it, though. You work so much, you probably don't have any time to think about how you look. It's obvious you don't have time to go to the store and get some decent clothes.
Well, I am pretty busy, but
there's something I've never understood about you. So, you look like you crawl out from behind a dumpster every day, right? How did you land yourself such a hunk of a husband?
You think he's a hunk? I mean, I do think Craig is handsome.
Of course he is. He's a stud. I've never been able to figure it out. Don't you feel bad for him? He's marrying someone, so far, him. He's a genius, and he looks like a model.
I don't really understand. Sure, I think Craig is smart and attractive, but
it's honestly like you two came from different planets. He's got a great sense of style. He really put himself together well. If only I had a time machine, I'd travel back to the past and marry him myself.
Don't you feel guilty saying that when you're already married? Your husband is so nice. He'd be hurt if he knew you said something like that.
I'm free to think whatever I want. I really think I'm a better match for Craig than you are. I mean, come on, I'm way more beautiful than you are.
I'm not sure what to say. Sure, you are a very pretty woman.
Is that what he said?
No, he's never said anything like that.
Not yet, at least. Anyway, why don't you get yourself some designer accessories? I think it might be like trying to put a gold necklace on a pug, but you can at least try.
I'm not really interested in expensive things like that. I'm fine with what I have now.
Boring lol. You should be careful. You might pass down your taste to your daughter. She already doesn't have any friends at school.
What are you talking about?
I heard from my daughter. She said, Rachel always sits by herself and reads books. When everyone else is outside playing at recess, she's in the classroom by herself. I guess being boring is genetic, lol.
That's really offensive. Rachel prefers books to going outside and playing.
In other words, she doesn't like having friends, right? On the other hand, my little Haley is always the center of attention. It's pretty obvious the difference it makes having a mother like me. Does Rachel not have any friends? Because you don't either.
She does have friends. Please stop saying that. Also, I don't think it's right that you're comparing our children. You're being quite offensive.
What's with the attitude? If Rachel comes over to try and play with Haley, I'm gonna send her home. It's very important who a child's friends are. A parent needs to choose them carefully.
A child is the one who should choose their friends, not a parent. I hope you're not doing that. It would be pretty controlling of your daughter.
Who are you? Tell me how to raise a child. You're below me, both as a mother and a woman. Know your place in society and don't say such stupid things.
How could you be so rude? My place in society? What are you talking about? You just arbitrarily consider me below you.
Oh yeah, did I mention I'm going to a super fancy restaurant for dinner tonight? I'm going to eat things you only get to see on TV. I'll send you some picture if I remember. I'll show you how the upper class lives.
No thanks. I'm not interested. Enjoy your fancy dinner.
3 days later.
Danielle, are you there? I have something I need to tell you.
What is it?
I wanted to tell you who I ran into at CVS yesterday. Can you guess who?
I have absolutely no idea. Who was it?
It was Craig. He was the one who recognized me first. He asked me if I wanted to get lunch sometime this week.
What?
I haven't seen him in a little while. He's definitely still a stud. My husband is nothing like him. I still have no idea what he sees in you. We're going to get lunch together today. I'll let you know how it goes. Lol.
Oh. That's nice, I guess.
It's just gonna be me and him. You aren't worried?
Not really. I have no reason to be.
Lol, I'm not surprised you'd say that. All you do is work, work, work. Looks like you forgot to pay attention to your man at home. If he makes a move on me today, I don't think I'll be able to resist. I wonder what I'm gonna wear.
Are you serious right now? You'd really betray your family like that?
Lol, are you stupid? It was just joke. I can tell you're upset that me and Craig are going to be alone.
No, I'm not. Why would I care about that?
Don't try and act so tough. But if you thinks about it, if Craig really does make a move on me, you know it'd be your fault, right?
What's that supposed to mean?
Craig's probably lonely because all you do is work. You're even too busy to come out with all the other mothers when we invite you somewhere. I can only imagine how much you neglect Craig. Plus, I bet he's dying to be with a real woman like me. It's only right if I console him and treat him right. Especially since you're not doing anything for him.
Go right ahead. I'm not interested in Craig at all.
Wow, it's worse than I thought. You've totally lost all interest in him. I feel so bad for him. I have my work cut out for me.
Think about your family. If you don't think you can control yourself around Craig, I really don't think it's best you see him.
Don't try and stop me now. It's pointless. Anyway, gotta get ready to meet him. Wish me luck, lol.
A few hours later.
Heyo. Are you there?
What do you want? If it has to do with Craig, I'm not interested.
You really are so lame, lol. I just got back from seeing Craig. Guess where we went?
I don't know or care. A restaurant?
Nope. We went to a hotel.
You did?
We sure did. We slept together, lol. Sorry about that.
You can't be serious. Do you have any idea what you've done?
I had no choice. Just like I thought, he made a move on me, and I couldn't say no. This is what happens when you can't satisfy your man. He even said he doesn't think of you the same way he thinks of me.
Oh yeah. Of course he doesn't. That doesn't matter, though. What matters is that you just had an affair. Not only that, you're bragging about it to me. You have serious issues.
I had to prove it to you. I had to prove to you how much better I am than you. I'm more of a woman than you'll ever be. I'm beautiful and I get whatever I want. I couldn't take the fact that he chose you over me. I had to put an end to your marriage.
You slept with Craig just because you were jealous of me.
I wouldn't say jealous. You just had something that I wanted, so I took it. It was more because I knew I was the right woman for him. I've known since the first day I laid eyes on him that you two should never be together. And now I know I was right. I'm a much better match for him.
That all sounds pretty arrogant.
Don't take my word for it, he said it himself. Her doesn't feel the same way about you as he does about me. You're fine with this, aren't you? Could you be a good little girl and divorce him ASAP?
What? We got divorced a year ago. You were too caught up in your selfish mind games that you never realized that, did you?
What? Are you serious? You and Craig already got divorced.
Yes.
Hang on a sec. That means you two are basically strangers now, right? But Rachel never changed her last name.
We decided to keep her last name the same at school until she finishes kindergarten.
Legally, her name is my last name. Oh, really? I think I might be the luckiest woman in the world.
Why's that?
Well, if you two were still married and I caused the divorce, I might have to pay for damages or something. But if you two are already split up, I don't need to worry about that.
I guess you're right. You won't need to pay me, but what about your husband?
Why would I do that? I don't plan on telling him about any of this.
Are you serious?
My husband might be ugly, as in, but he's got money. I live like a queen now, thanks to him. It's like having a human ATM around the house. Lol. The only thing I'm worried about is Haley. She's gonna make it difficult for me to see Craig all the time.
You're talking and acting like a real scumbag. You're blaming your daughter for not being able to see your secret lover. It's disgusting.
It's not my fault I'm irresistible. Lol. I have a rich husband and a gorgeous boy toy, all because I'm beautiful. I mean, look at me compared to you. I'm killing it right now. You, on the other hand, got dumped by your husband and wear rags every day. This world is so cruel to some people.
I feel so bad for you. You're the one who's living a horrible life, not me.
Yeah, sure, whatever, lol. It sounds to me like you're just a sore loser. Why don't you just worry about that job of yours? Maybe if you work hard enough you can buy a handkerchief to dry your salty tears, lol.
1 week later.
Danielle. What's your problem? Why would you tell my husband about Craig?
Oh, what a nice surprise. Hello. Did ever promise I wouldn't tell your husband about all of this?
It's common courtesy. This literally has nothing to do with you. You and Craig have been divorced for so long. Why are you trying to destroy my family?
Me? I think you've already done that yourself. How do you figure I've done anything wrong? Why would I do anything for you after you looked down on me and insulted my daughter? You think I'd keep silent about your affair after the way you treated me?
You're just bitter because I slept with your husband. No wonder he left you. You're pathetic. You're a miserable woman.
What are you talking about? You think you'd be able to hide this forever? You're way more stupid than you I am, lol.
Excuse me.
You're way too influenced by your own selfishness. You're impulsive and don't think about the consequences of your actions. You should really fix that. You're going to really regret what you did this time.
Shut up. This is all your fault, not mine. I thought I'd be set for life if I stayed with my husband. Now he's saying he wants a divorce. He said he has pictures of me and Craig together. I don't think I'll be able to get out of this.
And that's my fault. Did I force you to have an affair? Don't blame other people for your own mistakes.
I hate you so much. Whatever, I'll just get remarried to Craig when this is all over. I'll just pay my husband whatever he wants in the divorce. It's gonna hurt not to have my ATM around anymore, but oh well.
How do you plan on paying your husband in the divorce? You don't have job, do you?
I have Craig now. I'll have him pay for me. Whatever my husband wants is probably just a drop in the bucket for my Craig.
Lol, what are you talking about? I don't think that's gonna happen.
Why not?
The reason why Craig and I got divorced was because he had an affair. Not only that, he had a gambling problem that put us, or should I say him, deep into debt. After the alimony he paid plus me suing him for emotional damages, I don't think he has two pennies to rub together. Not to mention he's pretty far behind on his child support payments.
What? What are you talking about? Craig never mentioned any of that. He was always wearing designer clothes. I thought he was loaded.
Whenever he'd win some money, he'd go right out shopping and blow all his money. He was such a degenerate. I never saw a dime from any of the money he won. Not that it was often, though.
You're lying. What good is a man if he doesn't have any money? Half the reason why I went after him was because I thought he had money. He tricked me.
I don't think he tricked you. You just assumed he had money and were very wrong.
Call my husband for me. Tell him I fell for a scam or something. If he hears it from you, he might give me another chance.
I won't be doing that. Why do I have to try and protect you? What would I get out of that?
We're both mothers, right? Think about my daughter. What would happen to her if I get divorced?
I literally said the same thing to you and ignored me. Don't play the sympathy card with me now. I had no obligation to try and change your mind about having an affair, but I did anyway. You were too selfish to care. Not to mention, you fully believed that Craig and I were still married. You were willing to destroy 2 marriages because you were too selfish and didn't care what happened. And now you're going to try to come cry to me when it all blows up in your face.
Ugh. I only went after your husband because you were being obnoxious. Not to mention you didn't tell me Craig was a loser. You're just as responsible for this as I am.
Not. I'm not. I gave you plenty of warning not to do this. You turned my warnings into a sick game to prove to me you were the better woman.
You don't feel any responsibility for telling my husband and destroying my family. You did that, didn't you?
I did tell your husband. And it feels so painful that things had to come to that. But your husband was so thankful I told him everything.
He was. Yeah, he told me all about what you're like at home. You never do any work around the house and you barely watch Haley. He said he's tried 100 times to get you to help out, but you still don't do anything.
He said now he finally has a reason to end things with you. He's been so stressed and exhausted.
No way he said that. He loves me. If he didn't, why would he give me a super expensive bag for my birthday?
He thought if he got you that you'd help out more around the house. He's trying everything he can to get you to do anything. He regrets doing it, but he said he had no other options to motivate you.
How am I going to live without him?
I have no idea. Looks like you'll have to find a job. You're still young. You should be more than able to work.
No way, I didn't want a job. I've never worked a day in my life. I've always had men take care of everything for me.
If that's the case, then there's really nothing I can do to help you. Maybe ask Craig and see what he has to say.
I'm not hanging around that loser for another second. Come on, we've gotta figure this out. What am I gonna do?
There is no we. I have absolutely no responsibility to help you. You've made it very clear up until now that we are not friends. Why would I ever help someone who constantly belittled me and tried to intentionally steal my husband?
Of course we're friends. Why would you think that we weren't best friends?
You really do have serious issues. Why would you ever think I'd consider you my friend after the way you're about me and my family? You have plenty of other people who can help you. Unless they're all below you too. I sure hope you have someone to help you. You're going to need it, Lowell.
After that,
Tiffany and her husband got divorced. She no longer had access to their human ATM, and her life changed drastically. She tried to reach out to the other mothers from school who she claimed to be friends with, but they were all disgusted with her when they heard what happened. None of them wanted to get involved with all her drama. Anyone could have seen this coming from a mile away. That is, everyone except Tiffany. All she cared about was getting what she wanted. She had one small glimmer of hope in the divorce when she and her husband split their financial assets. She was set to get half of his money. But after having to pay him for the damages she caused because of her affair, plus the child support she's going to be paying, there won't be much left. She moved out of that house with not much money left in her pocket after the divorce. I heard she's working some random job that she's unsurprisingly very bad at. She's living far below the quality of life she's used to. She's really struggling right now. I even heard she's racked up debt because she still has her old spending habits when her husband was giving her money. It turns out the only reason Craig was interested in Tiffany because he thought she had money. Pretty ironic if you ask me. Lol. Although I will give him credit. Even though he's a dirtbag, he wanted to get his hands on her money so he could pay me back all the money he owes me. In reality, it just dug him deeper into debts. He's working like a slave now to make ends meet. During the divorce hearings, I let the courts know that Craig was behind on this child support payments. They ordered him to set up a payment plan to pay me back what he owed me, plus to automatically deduct the money every month. Now, Tiffany's husband and her daughter are living on their own. Unsurprisingly, he got full custody of her. He told me Haley is doing fine. She's being loved and looked after, which is the most important thing. There are too many people out there who look down on others, Tiffany being one of them. I've never met someone so selfish and psychotic. She was willing to throw everything away just to prove how much better of a person she was. She should have been careful what she wished for. At least now I have a model to show my daughter what kind of woman never to become.
Thanks for subscribing.